Good afternoon. Welcome to today, the final Senate meeting of the year, June meeting. The meeting will now come to order. If you've not checked in already, please do use your mobile Seaboard Mobile ID app to get credit. If you're having trouble with the app, we have an assistant out there, Dr. Terry Ferret, who can help you. So let's go ahead and do a roll call from our campuses. Potomac State, how many are present?
One present.
Okay, and we actually have a few here as well. Both Donna and Nicholas and Sherry are here. Yeah, and Donna Ballard, so they're here. So you're kind of on an island out there. Tech, how many are present?
One present.
Okay. All right, well, we do have a quorum today, so we can go ahead and start. Our first order of business is approval of the minutes of the May meeting, which were distributed as an annex to your agenda. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes? Yes, please. If you could use the microphone so others can hear you.
I'm Peter Schaefer. In the minutes, I'm recorded as absent. I would like that changed since I was here.
Yes, I do remember that you were here. I will. Okay, so do we need to do any actions to amend the minutes? No. Okay. All right. If there's no objections, we can do that. Let me see if there's any other additions or corrections from the regional. So Potomac State, do you have any additions or corrections to the minutes?
No additions or corrections.
Okay. Tech, do you have any additions or corrections?
Tech has no additions and no corrections.
Okay. And are there any objections to the change? Okay. Hearing none, the minutes are approved as corrected. And next is our president, who did show up, President Gordon Gee.
Matt knows that I run on Gee time, which is about 4 minutes late all the time. As a matter of fact, it's just so anyway, is this your last time?
This is now my last time.
Okay, you know, every time I've been asking you for a year, it's not that I wanted to get rid of you. but let me just say a couple of things. You know, Matt, of course, is a member of the university's board. But Matt has just done a wonderful job. He's very, very attentive to almost everything. And also, he's one of our most distinguished faculty members, continues to do great work academically, research-wise, teaching, kind of the consummate university citizen, Matt, and I want you to know that. And I really have appreciated it. Matt and I are neighbors. He got over the fact that I brought down the quality of the neighborhood. He's now a little less ornery about that. But I just want to appreciate it. Give him a round of applause, would you please? I think it's great. So I'm going to report on a couple of things today. First of all, congratulations on the great end of the school year. I think everyone did a wonderful job. Our commencements could not have gone better. We really did finish strong, and we're finishing strong right now in the sense of our new student orientation. Our numbers are looking very strong at the moment, so we're very happy about that. As you know, it's a challenging time in terms of numbers and quality, and both of ours are in great shape, so we feel good about that. Health. I want to talk a little bit about West Virginia Forward and our health initiatives. As you know, this university has taken the lead in terms of developing a strategy for improving the quality of life, and particularly the quality of health care in this state. You know, I think about it this way: we have three areas of real importance: the quality of education, the quality of health care, and then the opportunity to create economic prosperity. But in my view, health is the central focus of this, because without a healthy population, we simply can't thrive. And so we have to put a lot of time and energy into this. And as we know, we have tremendous problems. Although I will tell you, I was just with my daughter, who's the Secretary of Health for the state of Louisiana, and she was talking about the problems in Louisiana, and I was ready to come back to West Virginia immediately, because they do have very serious problems there. We're not the only ones that are facing these kind of tremendous dysfunctional issues in terms of health care. And so what we're trying to do is continue to grow the system of healthcare that we have so that it is servicing people and places. On June 4th, Karen Bowling, who was the Secretary of Health and is now working for WVU Medicine, is now the director of, at least on the interim, of the hospital at Summersville. It was a hospital, serves a small community, serves that central part of the state. It was in sheer distress. It was not going to be able to last more than, they had one day of cash, if you can imagine that. And so we've come in, we're now riding that ship. And the reason is not to take over another hospital. The reason is the fact that the people of the state deserve to have access to health care. And if all the small hospitals disappear, we have a tremendous problem. And so we're trying to address that. We have also just broken ground on a $150 million hospital that revolutionized care for women and children in West Virginia. The 155-bed, 8-story tower will be completed in 2020, will include a 25-bed pediatric intensive care unit, a 61-bed neonatal intensive care unit, a 39-bed pediatric acute care unit, a 30-bed obstetrical unit with potential for expansion, and a medical office building, including pediatric subspecialties. Let me just note that our hospital is running almost at 110. Our hospitals, with an S, are running at about 110% capacity. In order to be really providing great healthcare, you should be running at about 80% capacity, so that beds are free and people can move in and out. And when you don't have that, we're challenged. I was just talking to one of our staff members who called me up and said, "Can you get my father in?" Because they were starting to have to think about putting people in, in hallways. We do not want that, and so this is one of the reasons for expansion. I would say another thing, that we've come up with a very clever proposal for our medical center, in the fact that most medical centers, when they build a new hospital, they'll be freestanding. You'll have a freestanding children's hospital, you have a freestanding cardiac hospital, you have a freestanding X and Y. What we've done is we have the core hospital called Ruby, and now we're building these towers, but we will continue to service the towers through the core hospital. It's tremendous cost savings. Remember, I said $150 million hospital. If this hospital were being built as a freestanding, and Jennifer knows it, it'd be $300 million. So we're very pleased about our progress. But as you know, we're also trying to help to combat the state's ongoing health threats. We're developing a new residency program I'm very proud of. In public health, the first of its kind servicing Appalachia. The School of Public Health received federal funding to establish a new public health and general preventative medicine residency to expand the existing occupational health residency. These 2-year programs, the only preventative medicine residencies in Appalachia, are aimed at training physicians who are committed to serving rural and underserved populations across Appalachia. Very important for us as an institution to be able to do that. So we're attempting very aggressively to address the opioid crisis, which is an epidemic in West Virginia, and is certainly one of our highest health priorities. We can address the opioid crisis by some ways of treating it as a medicinal issue. In the end, the issue for us in terms of the opioid crisis or any of the other crises is the fact that these are crises of hopelessness and they're crises of despair. A recent study showed that the most vulnerable people in terms of the opioid crisis are white males between 40 and 55. And the reason for that is the fact that they grew up thinking that they were going to be able to go to the steel mills or into the coal mines or a variety of other things. All of a sudden that disappeared. And so instead of having new opportunities, they've turned to this opioid crisis as a remedy. It is not a remedy. It's a terrible scourge on our physical and social well-being in this nation. And so that's the reason that creating jobs is important. We have to look at that as a very high priority for this institution. And we're working very hard at that, as you well know. Our campus at Beckley, by the way, and I'll just say this to my colleagues at Beckley, our campus at Beckley is a beacon of high hope. We thought we'd have 1,100, Paul. We thought we'd have about 11 or 1,200 students. We had to cut it off at 1,750, and we're building residence halls. And the reason we're building residence halls is the fact that parents are sending their children there. Some of you have heard me say this before, but I never understood Appalachia as a unique culture. I never did understand that when I was here the first time. But it's as unique as the Hispanic culture, the Blacks culture, the Mormon culture. And as you know, the nature of the culture here in Appalachia is one of great music and great art and great storytelling. But one of the prime ingredients is the fact that it's one of great families. They love families. They love being close. They don't want their children to go away to all you communists in Morgantown. So the point being is the fact that so we made a decision to bring a university-based education to them. And it's going to prove, I think, to be the most transformative thing that we've done at the university over the last period of time. So we're fulfilling our land grant mission through WVU Extension. Our extension services in all 55 counties are continuing to do remarkable work. To my extension colleagues, as you know, I try to be in all 55 counties during the summer. That's one of the reasons I keep talking about consolidation of counties down to 20. But it is a chance to see much of what we're doing and much of what you're doing in work. And so, as you know, I'll just give you a couple of other examples. 3 Morgantown census tracts that include portions of our university will now be eligible for a new federal tax incentive program that we've been working on, designed to encourage private investors to make capital investments. The 3 are among, by the way, 55 opportunity zones announced by Governor Justice and U.S. Senator Capito. These are extremely important in terms of job creation opportunity. In our own instance, the census tracts include Sunnyside, portions of the downtown campus, including the planned new location of the College of Business and Economics and part of Suncrest and the 705 corridor. And the West Virginia University Institute of Technology, our Beckley campus in Beckley, is also included in the Raleigh County designated opportunity zone. These are very important. So finally, we did increase tuition. Hate it. I wish we didn't have to. But I want you all to understand, we, although our budget is stable, and we did stabilize it this year, we took a $40 million budget reduction over the last 3 years, a significant reduction. Secondly, all our costs continue to go up, and we've moderated those rather dramatically. They have flatlined in many ways. But so what we've done is we've increased tuition by 5.7% across the university system. But what we have done, which is most important, is the fact that we continue to meet the needs of our students. About 45 to 50% of our students who are admitted here through scholarship support, almost all of their tuition, if not all their tuition, is taken care of. That's quite remarkable, and that is because of that $1.2 billion campaign that we had. It was a people campaign, it was a student campaign. It was one that really allowed us to now be very competitive in terms of the money that we've raised and the use of those monies. Our future fundraising campaigns will be focused on 3 things: scholarships, and faculty support. And we want you to know that that's what we're about, and I have every expectation we'll continue to be successful. So we continue to move on, and I'm grateful that I could give this kind of good news and interesting news at the end of the year. Healthcare, prosperity, but most importantly, an educational system that will meet the needs of our students from pre-K through life. And I think that that's extremely important. Saying that, what kinds of questions can I answer for all of you? Boy, I really bored you to death today, didn't I? As a matter of fact, any questions for any of you? Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Hi, Kristen Matok, Davis College. Last week, the Morgantown City Council voted 6-1 at the first reading for the purchase of a 40-acre tract of land for $5.2 million. There's a proposal to pay for it with a levy to be voted on in April 2019, but there's no clear way to pay for it if the proposed levy should fail. Okay. Paul Brake, the city manager, offered that if the levy fails, we may have to sell off other city property holdings. or tweak the user fee to pay for this purchase. So is the university concerned with the possibility of an increase to the user fee and how it will affect student workers or other university employees?
The answer is yes. You know, we were concerned about it the first time around. We want to improve the quality of life here, but we don't want to do it on the backs of our faculty, our staff, or our students. And so I think that the other side of this is we need to get out and I'll vote on that user fee. And when is that election again? You told me that election was when?
There is no voting. The city council is going to vote on it next Tuesday on whether they're going to purchase the property without voter support or input.
Yeah, but don't they then have to do something? Well, I don't know. You're way beyond my skills.
April 2019, there will be a chance for the voters to vote on the levy to support it, and if that doesn't pass.
Okay, well, no, you know very well that we, you know, these user fees are something that are not necessary in our best interest, unless, of course, they are wisely used. But in this instance, we want to make certain that we get out and support that levy, as a matter of fact. Anything else? Seeing none? Your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. The regionals, are you asleep? Oh, yes, I see someone. Either one of you? Either one of our regionals?
No question.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, next is a report from Provost Joyce McConnell.
Thank you all for such a great year. It's been really phenomenal. And as you know, new student orientation is going on right now. It takes over the month of June. So thank you all for those of you who are participating in that. And for those people who aren't here, many of our advisors are participating in it. And it's making a huge difference to our students and families. So I want to share that success with you. We get really positive feedback about new student orientation now, so we're pleased. I'm going to talk a little bit about the semester and achievements in the semester, and of course the danger with that is that then people who also achieved other things feel like they might get left out, so my apologies to begin with. As you all know, we've been working very hard in partnership with the state government, particularly Secretary of Commerce and Marshall University, on West Virginia Forward. And one of the big questions that I get from faculty a lot is, well, what does that mean about me? What does that mean in terms of my work within the university? And so I thought I would spend just this moment in time to say that the work of the faculty within the university is extremely important because it's what we use then to be able to be outwardly facing and deliver on the promise of the land-grant mission. And when I look around and here and I see a lot of people with whom I've worked over a long period of time, I know that that's true. There are people in the room who've worked very hard. That doesn't mean that those of you who are doing research and teaching within the institution that doesn't have an immediate impact on the state aren't doing important work. It's very critical. We all carry different kinds of roles, and the importance of what we do is something that we have high regard for everyone in whatever discipline they're working on. I do want to give some examples of some ways of focusing this year have made a real difference, and so Renee Nicholson is here sitting in the back. But one of our big pushes this year in creating the Center for the Humanities, it was to really begin to explore ways where we build up support for the humanities because people have a better understanding of what it does and why it matters. And Renee has been taking what she does as an English professor into health sciences and working with critically ill patients to use the process of writing, the process of expression as a way of really dealing with their illness and coming to terms with their illness. And so that's a really good example of taking what we don't traditionally think of as something that is easy to export into people's lives, but here's a very concrete example of how the humanities remind us and play a critical role in how we're human and understanding how other people are human and what it is that makes us all in the end very much the same. Same with history. I mean, history is something that it just is living and breathing every minute. And what we do in our history department is very, very critical to who we are. Same with sociology and political science and law. And then, of course, the sciences and engineering and health sciences in particular all have a place in terms of taking their research and improving people's lives as well. And so the kind of research that's going on in those classic STEM disciplines are also making a huge difference in advancing both the health and the prosperity of the state. And then I know I'll leave someone out, but I can't talk about outreach and taking what we do here at the university out without talking about extension. And our extension has just been extraordinary, and I know you are waiting to, Chad Proutfoot had to beat his way up here from Boise State, which is part of the work that extension does, so he could be here for this meeting. But while we're here on campus doing all of the work that we do, it's always important to remember that extension is in all 55 counties and is running full tilt. I mean, more than full tilt in the summer, 24/7, all the way through August. So I just wanted to highlight a few of those things so that we could really begin to own what it is the university is doing in terms of West Virginia Forward and how we're supporting the West Virginia Forward initiative. There are some other concrete ways that I want to share with you in case you're doing some creative thinking about your programming next year. But one example is that Business and Economics has its master's degree students in accounting working very closely with the state auditor. And what they're doing is going around the state and doing audits of small local governments because they can't afford to hire the kind of accounting professionals that would do it for them for money. So our MBA students are getting the experience, but they're also being able to contribute to the state in that way. And same with tourism and hospitality. We've been very engaged in helping them with reimagining how we talk about West Virginia and how we market West Virginia. So I could go on, but I do want to tell you that this concept of West Virginia Forward and this partnership is really starting to make a difference. And we had a wonderful academic media day today. We had representatives from almost all of the newspapers in the state, and they're just really engaged in this idea that the university is the place that is going to work with the state and with Marshall University to really change our trajectory in West Virginia toward a state of prosperity, health, education, and of course, what Gordon talked about, a place of hope. And one of the things that you all do, and this is a big thank you, it's something that Gordon and I feel very strongly about. We always say West Virginia has a history of exporting its natural resources and its talent. What we do within this university and with Potomac State and West Virginia University Institute of Technology is that we work very, very hard to keep our talent in the state. And so bravo to all of you who are doing that and teaching our wonderful students. I think I may have mentioned at our last Faculty Senate meeting, our honors enrollment has tripled. And so we're over 1,000 now. We believe we're at 1,004. The thing that's really impressive about that to me is that 70% of those students are residents of West Virginia. And so that's a real testimony to keeping our best students. And now we have to create and work to create with all of our partners a prosperous state so they stay and have places to work. We graduated our first WVU Teach cohort this year. You've been hearing about that for a long time. Those are students who are really embedded in STEM disciplines, but they can stay embedded within their discipline and then get their teaching certification to be able to go out and work in the public schools. And one of the things that we know, research has been replicated many times on this issue, is if someone is embedded in his or her discipline, he or she is going to be a much better pre-K through 12 teacher in that discipline than if they simply were educated as a teacher and had a more general background. So being able to graduate our first class of WVU Teach is a wonderful thing. The other thing I wanted to mention, getting back to WVU Extension, but this is really an interesting partnership. Extension is partnering with the Green Bank Observatory, which of course partners strongly with our physics department. And they're partnering also with the Pocahontas County Libraries and Morgantown Public Library System, developing something called Leap into Science. And it's for children ages 3 to 10. So you can imagine what that's like, being able to reach those 3-year-olds with what it is that will engage them. And actually, you don't care about this, but I'll just tell you, my favorite ages of children are 3 and 4, because they're still in that wonderful rapture, imaginative place. And so I think that's really exciting. You may not realize that we partnered with a technology company called Revature, which is providing free opportunities for our students who may want to learn to code. This is something that they can enroll in, take advantage of, and be able to couple that with whatever else they're doing at the university in case they want to use it to be able to up their skills or be able to walk right into a job while they're exploring other things. So that's a great step forward for us. Everyone asks, well, how can they do it for free? There must be a catch. And the catch is it's built on that old model of placement businesses. That's the business model. So the employer pays you, and then the people you're placing get the placement for free. That's what they're doing. They're being supported by all these high-tech companies to produce people who can actually go to work immediately for them, and then the students are getting to take advantage of it for free. So we're excited about that opportunity. Our employment rate for our law school is quite good, and I think that's something that's important. That's always something that the American Bar Association and other students look at, but it's an example of some real dedication to helping the law students find work. There are 1,000 other things that I can tell you that are going on that are very exciting, but the final thing I want to leave you with is something I find very exciting, which is our strategic plan, which we developed in the first year and a half of President Clement's term, expires in 2018, which is really soon. I mean, 2020, it's really soon. Like 2018 is today. So you see like this panicked look on my face. 2020, and that means this is the perfect time to begin thinking about strategic planning again. So for those of you who are strategic planning geeks, as I am, this is a very exciting time, and we will be working very hard to get everything in place so when everyone comes back in August, we can hit the ground running with strategic planning. And if you do ever want to answer or look at emails from the provost, I'll send out 1 or 2 emails, maybe 3, over the summer, just giving you an update. And that's to remind you that when a wonderful new faculty member was looking for travel funds, I said, but the provost has all kinds of travel funds. They're posted on the provost website. And she said, I never read anything from the provost. So that was why my comment to look out for 1, 2, or 3 emails about the strategic planning process. So I'm happy to take questions. Let me start with Potomac State.
No question.
Great, thank you very much. And if you could communicate this idea about strategic planning on your campuses, I'd really appreciate it. Okay. Tech?
No questions.
Okay, terrific. Everyone wants to get to the party as fast as possible. Any questions in Morgantown? Okay, thank you all so very much. Have a great, great summer.
Okay, so it's time for my report. And before going into the substance of my report, a few election results to report back on. First, there was the election on faculty representative to the Board of Governors. This is an individual that has to come from Extension or Health Sciences. Will serve a 2-year term starting July of this year, 2018. Before announcing the results, I'd like to thank both Jason Burnside and Stan Heilman for their willingness to serve. But I'd like to go ahead and announce the winner. If you could please join me in congratulating the winner. It's Stan Heilman. And as you know, he served the last 2 years, so it'll be good to have him on there for another 2 years. Executive committee, we also had an election for exec, and that's concluded. So I'll go ahead and read out the winners of the election. Lisa DeBartolomeo from Eberly, Bob Basters from Law, Ann Cronin from Medicine, Scott Fleming, B&E, Karen Haynes from CEHS, Nick Goff from Potomac State, who's actually here, thank you for coming, and Greg Liveling from WVU Tech. So we actually have both regionals represented on exec this year. So congratulations to all of you. And so this is it. We made it through another year. Gordon's been asking me, as he mentioned, every meeting, is this your last meeting? So now I can say yes, it finally is. And later today, we're going to get committee reports from each of the committees. One of the committees is actually exec, and I'm the chair of exec. So maybe I'll kind of make this my last chair report to be in the form of a committee report and just kind of go over some of the things that we did over the past year. So some of the major accomplishments we had as a Senate and an exec is we worked alongside administration to replace all the old Board of Governor policies, replace them with new rules, and we concentrated primarily in the area of faculty and academics. So this included formalizing, there's some recently developed policies that had not really been put at the rule level, such as modification of duties for faculty with significant personal circumstances, such as new parental responsibilities for caring for an ill family member. So those are all rules now. And longer-term contracts. So now longer-term contracts for teaching faculty. So associate professors, associate teaching professors can have contracts now of up to 6 years, or of 6 years, and full professors can have 9-year contracts. Now, right before the meeting, CB wanted me to remind or let you know that not only did the faculty-related rules pass the Board of Governors, but the university P&T document has been updated. This is the master document. It's been updated to reflect some of the language in the new Board of Governor rules. So, references to BOG rules had to be updated and things like that. Has that been posted, or is it on the way? Okay, so it is now up on the website. And then the other update is the faculty handbook also needs to be updated to reflect some of the changes at the BOG level. I think that's still in progress, but it should be out pretty soon. Some other things, the university unveiled a new dependent tuition scholarship program. That's something that the Faculty Welfare Committee has been asking for a long time, and we're happy to see that finally come to fruition this year and work closely with administration to help formalize that. In the area of curriculum, one of the things that the Senate has been asking for is more oversight in graduate programs, because graduate programs go through the Graduate Council. So now, this year, we've had a graduate report included as part of the Curriculum Committee report. So at least we're aware of new graduate programs. We have the new app-based procedure for tracking the attendance of meetings, which seems to be going okay. If you have a glitch, we still have a live person out there to help you get checked in. And at our meetings, we heard from a lot of people, a lot of members of our community. We heard from our ombudsman, Tom Patrick. We heard about the culture survey from Chris DeBoard. We got a report on diversity, equity, and inclusion from David Freisen, and we were introduced to his successor, Misha Poor. We got a report on athletics from Shane Lyons and Deputy Director Kelly Zinn. We heard about West Virginia Forward from Marky Goodwin. We were introduced to Barb Dawson, the CEO and Associate Provost of Information Technology, and you'll get a chance to hear from Barb later today. And we heard from the Dean of Honors, as Joyce mentioned. Honors has tripled, and we heard from Ken Blemmings. The student body president came, Blake Humphreys, and the Title IX coordinator, James Goins, came to talk to us. And we spoke out. We spoke out on a number of issues. We had a resolution on the Morgantown's non-discrimination expansion proposal. We spoke out against campus carry, and the legislation thankfully went nowhere this year. It may be back again next year. We objected to the Hep C higher education funding model. And like the K through 12 teachers, we spoke out against the Go 365 app, and in the process kicked off a discussion about PEIA, which is ongoing. Speaking of which, the last PEIA public forum is tonight in Charleston, and it was here in Morgantown last Friday. And then some other accomplishments following up on a vote from last year. We formalized our policy for accounting for plus-minus grades into GPA calculations. And this is one area where there was still some lingering doubt as to whether or not we should be using plus-minus grading, and so that may be something that you may want to address again next year. But if we do have plus-minus grades, they will be factored into the GPA calculation. So in addition to the accomplishments that I just mentioned, some things for next year, we do, just as a matter of housekeeping, need to update the faculty constitution, just as the P&T guidelines and the handbook are being updated to reflect the new Board of Governor rules. We'll need to do the same for the faculty constitution. My apologies, I've been a little slow to kick off the process, but we'll have to kind of work through the remainder of the summer so that we can have this ready for the Senate in September and the full faculty assembly in October. So we did a lot. In conclusion, I'd like to thank you. I was already thanked by President Gee, but I'd like to thank you because the Senate would not function without the hard work and attentiveness of its senators, and they're serving on the committees as well. And with respect to administration, I can tell you that they truly believe in the spirit of shared governance, and I appreciate their willingness to listen to the faculty and the role that we have in a lot of the decision-making process. And finally, I'd like to extend my best wishes to my successor, Dave Hauser, as he continues to work towards moving the university forward. And on a final note, all of the senators here and most of the administrators have gotten an invitation, but you are welcomed and encouraged to come to my house after the meeting. New senators, if you didn't get the invitation, you're invited to. It's easy to find if you know where President Gee lives, which is Blaney House. I'm 3 doors down at 929, and I think we're set to accommodate a fairly large crowd, so I hope to see you there. And with that, that's the end of my final report. Are there any questions for me? Potomac State, did you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Tech?
No questions.
Okay, and I see you have another in attendance. Okay. Okay, so next, moving on, is for information item, I believe. So Barb Dawson, this is our CIO and Associate Provost for Information Technology, is here to talk about the banner upgrade.
Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. I know it's almost the end of the day, right? Everybody ready to go home? I am. Long day. I've been writing performance reviews. Kind of worn out. So I just wanted to take a few minutes and let everybody know or remind everyone that the program I know as Banner and you know as STAR is being upgraded this summer. The STAR INB forms are changing. The forms are changing as a result of our vendor replacing underlying technology. The data on the forms are the same. So messages, forms are different, data is the same. You can get yourself familiar with them. They're really not all that difficult to traverse. So it's a bit of a more modern interface. The application will also begin to work a bit better with more browsers. I didn't have my staff list what browsers. They said works with more browsers. Sorry about the lack of specificity. And no longer requires Java, so that annoying Java download stuff won't happen anymore. The upgrade will be in July 22nd, but the transition will be over many months, meaning both versions of Banner will be available, both Banner 8 and Banner 9. So there'll be two different ways to log in, and old forms, new forms from July to November, and then we'll turn off the old forms. Now I have some information that's going to go out with the minutes that will have a link to the website that provides regular updates. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was aware, and we've been doing upgrades in preparation for this transition through the academic year. So I would like to say I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal, but I might have just jinxed myself there. Anyway, that's all I had. Just wanted to make sure everyone was aware. If there's any questions or concerns, you guys all know how to find me. And please please keep track of our Banner 9 upgrade website that you'll get in the minutes. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, so next is the Curriculum Committee report. Ralph.
Hello. I have for approval today Annex 1, the new courses report, and Annex 2, course changes, deletions, and adoptions report.
Okay, and we'll handle these together. Are there any objections or points of discussion for Annexes 1 or 2? Potomac State, do you have any objections or points of discussion?
No objection.
Okay, Tech, any objections or points of discussion?
No, thank you.
Okay. So this is for approval. So all those in favor of approving Annexes 1 and 2, say aye. Aye. Okay. Opposed? Okay. Potomac State, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Tech, how do you vote?
2 ayes.
Okay.
Next, I have for information the new minor in business data analytics and also the monthly graduate programs report, which is Annex 3.
Okay. So these are for information items. Are there any questions or points of discussion about the new minor or Annex 3? Potomac State, questions?
No questions.
Okay. Tech, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, thanks. Hearing none, the new minor in Buddha and Annex 3 are filed.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Ralph. And next up is the Jeff report. Natalie.
I have one for approval item and one for information item. Jeff deletions is Annex 4. There are 4 courses. Those violate the expectations of a Jeff course. They have multiple prerequisites.
Okay, so Annex 4 is actually a for approval item. Are there any objections or points of discussion for Annex 4? Potomac State?
No questions.
Okay. Tech?
No questions.
Okay. So all those in favor of approving Annex 4, please say aye. Okay. Opposed? Potomac State?
Aye.
Tech, how do you vote?
2 ayes.
Okay. The ayes have it. Annex 4 is approved.
Okay, and the for information item is Annex 5, the Jeff transition review, and there are about 38 courses.
Okay. Okay, are there any questions or points of discussion for Annex 5? Okay, Potomac State, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Tech, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, hearing no questions, Annex 5 is filed. Okay, thank you, Natalie. Okay, so next is committee reports, and we have 2, 3, I think we have 10 committees to hear reports from. So here's the game plan, and my apologies if I didn't make this clear to all of the committee chairs before, but what I'd like to do is have each committee chair come and you can talk for no more than 1 minute, present your report, and then what we're going to do, we do actually have to vote to accept. We're not approving, but we're accepting the reports, and we'll do that vote at the very end and just do it as a batch. And we could take questions. If you have questions about a particular committee or their report, maybe you could hold off until the very end. We can bring the chair back up. And just to keep things moving, you have the agenda, so you know when you come. Maybe if you kind of queue up as the person in front of you is talking, you can either go to the other mic or line up behind them. Does that sound okay? All right, so the first one is retired faculty. Stan.
Good afternoon, Stan Cohen from the Committee of Retired Faculty. I'm a professor emeritus from Arts and Sciences. Just want to say two things, and I'll have to speed talk, I guess. There are really three organizations that I encourage all retired faculty and their spouses to look at. The Committee of Retired Faculty, all retired faculty are automatically members. We have a governing board. Tom Witt was the chair of the chair of the governing board this year. We partner with two other organizations. The newest one is the WVU Retirees Association. It is an organization for all retired employees of the university. And finally, we have OLLI. OLLI is a community-based organization open to anyone in the community 50 years or older, but we are funded in part by Osher Lifelong Learning and, of course, the university out of the School of Public Health. And it has a very broad lifelong learning mission. So please, as you approach the golden years, and I always remind people there's a rich and fulfilling life after your academic career. I promise you that. So I respectfully submit the report from the Committee of Retired Faculty.
Okay, thank you, Stan. Okay, thanks, yeah. Okay, next is Committee on Committees, and the chair is Leslie Cottrell, but Carolyn Atkins is going to give the report.
Yes. We sent out a survey this past year and got good response, asking people what types of committees they would be willing to serve on, and then we populated those committees. Now, when we populate a committee, we look at a balance between colleges, among colleges, we look at a balance of junior and senior faculty and people who have experience and people who are new. And frankly, we had no problem at all populating them. Everybody was very responsive, so thank you for that. Do you have any questions for me?
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. And I'll add one thing we did new this year was we sent an inquiry out to newly elected senators to ask them if they wanted to join a committee as well, and we got a pretty good response. So I think we actually had a pool that was larger than we needed. So some faculty that wanted to be on committees actually were not selected. Yeah. Okay, so next is welfare. John, you had a busy year.
Yeah, I'm John Connors, Chair of the Faculty Welfare Committee. We did do a lot this year. We completed a survey of faculty-dependent tuition benefits of the Big 12 universities and several other peer institutions, and provided that information to the administration. And we'll continue to look at the development of the WVU Employees Dependent Tuition Assistance Program and stay on top of that. We've advocated for changes in PEIA that would benefit WVU faculty. We were involved in identifying and sharing problems with the Go 365 program that was subsequently scuttled by PEIA. We'll try to continue to stay up on working with the benefits office and PEIA. We reviewed changes to the Board of Governors policies with CB Wilson and provided feedback and comments. The cultural leadership team presented a proposed employee code of conduct. We provided feedback on this, and we'll continue to stay informed on that and be involved in its implementation. The WVU Pathways to Wellness program ended, and it's been replaced by a WVU Employee Wellness program in partnership with WVU Medicine and the Quality of Life Initiative. So they've reported on that to us, and we're advocating for additional recreational and fitness facilities for faculty. Early in the year, there was a report in the New York Times questioning whether TIAA is the benevolent provider of investment advice that they present themselves to be. We had representatives from TIAA come and address the committee and propose that they address the full Senate at some time in the near future. Several meetings were devoted to enforcement of BOG Policy 57, that's the tobacco-free campus, and subsequently a committee's been put together with the administration and several members of not only our committee but other members of the university community to address enforcement. And that's my report. Any questions?
All right, thanks. We'll take questions at the end if there are any. Yeah. Okay, so next is Jeff, Natalie.
So we reviewed over 200 courses. We implemented an assessment plan that's better suited to the organization of the Jeff. And future work consists of further reviewing Jeff courses against the expectations of the Jeff, and notifying departments and programs of low-performing, low-enrolled, and infrequently offered Jeff courses.
Okay. Oh, question. The moratorium, Natalie. What's the status? That's been lifted, right? Okay. So next is library. Amy Burt.
I'm Amy Burt from the School of Medicine, Division of Occupational Therapy. The library committee met twice this year. The main topics were open access textbooks and journals. Dean Diaz is going to work with the library committee this upcoming year and start to survey the Faculty Senate and then go out to all faculty regarding open access textbooks and journals. And then she also had a lot of conversation about selection of publishers in regards to budget and other open access education materials. And that's my report.
Okay.
Thanks.
And Amy, I just logged you in as attending.
Oh, I thought they did out there.
Okay, you're good. Okay. Okay, so next is research integrity. John, so you're leading both committees this year? Okay, wow.
I'm happy to give a very short report. We had no issues reported and had no meetings.
Okay, all right, that's good. So you were chair of one of the hardest committees and one of the easiest committees. All right. Next is research and scholarship committee. Ilkin Bilgizu.
Good afternoon, Ilkin Bilgizu with Statler. Our research and service committee deals with the research applicants, scholarships, and it works like an off-campus course, so we do on internet everything. One of the things we realized this year that some faculty were not aware of the deadline, so we encourage people to look at the signs and make sure they can apply on time to be considered for the proposal. And we had about 60 grant requests that we reviewed, and it was extensive work, although it was in a short time. And the budget was less than the previous year, so faculty are concerned that the reduction of budget really impacts their research. So that's something was important. And also, I'd like to recognize the Creative and Scholarly Activity Office helping us with all these arrangements and providing the support for us to conduct this research. And another issue that was mentioned that our committee has 14 members. However, we are not able to incorporate all the colleges, so it will be nicer to have members from other colleges in the review process, and we look in volunteers if they like to participate in this process also. Thank you.
Thanks. So next is Service Committee, Ashley Martucci.
Hi, Ashley Martucci, CEHS. We received 16 grant proposals. We funded or partially funded 13, resulting in us giving out about $60,000 worth of grant money. Thank you.
Thank you. And so the next committee is Student Rights and Responsibilities. Chair Kim Floyd's not here, so Dave Hauser is going to give the report.
Student Rights and Responsibilities provided faculty for roughly 25 to 30 hearings conducted by the Student Conduct Office over the course of the year between Title IX and academic dishonesty and general student misconduct. There's some discussion of the changing process, and so it looks like the Senate will have a role in the future through this committee probably to opine on the changes that are coming down the road.
Don't sit down. Okay, so next is Teaching and Assessment Committee, also known as TACO.
The wonderfully named TACO Committee met a few times this year. We're augmenting the role of the TACO Committee and trying to fill in some of the gaps between some of the courses that are reviewed by the GEF Committee and the Curriculum Committee, so we're expanding our role. There was a movement. We revised the charter of the TACO Committee that came through Senate this year, so working with Lou Slamak over in the Provost's office, we're adding to the committee and expanding the role to look at courses and other things.
Okay, so at this point, if there are any questions or objections to any of the reports, we can take them now. Are there any questions here in Morgantown? And this would be for any of the committees or their reports. Okay. Potomac State, did you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Tech, did you have any questions?
No question.
Okay. So the reports need to be voted on to accept, so we would be voting on acceptance, which is not necessarily approval, which means you just don't have to, you don't have to agree with everything in there. It just means we're accepting the report. So all those here in Morgantown who accept the report, please say aye. Aye. Okay. And Potomac State, how do you vote?
Accept.
How do you vote on one accept?
Yes.
Okay. Tech, how do you vote?
2 A's.
Okay. Got it. A. All right. So the next agenda item is report from faculty representative to state government. Roy is our representative, but he's out in America, so I am going to replace him as the alternative. And so not too much to report. HEPC, they had a work session on June 13th, and they'll have a regular meeting June 22nd. Among other things, the regular meeting will include a progress report on the HEPC higher ed funding model. According to HEPC, they said they received 1,300 emails, of which they characterized all but 50 as being supportive, whatever that means. And they've published all of the letters, and they've included, they sort of highlighted the ones that they thought were most important, which were up front, and included the ones from President Gee, the one that we sent in on behalf of the Senate, and from the student representative and so forth. So they'll be talking about that at the June 22nd meeting. The commission staff will present a summary of an analysis of the comments received. And then there'll be an ACF annual retreat, July 13 and 15 at Blackwater Falls State Park. I think Roy will still be out in America, so I will be attending that in his place. Okay. Any questions here for me? Yeah, he's okay. He's just taking the summer off. He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to Board of Governors report. Stan?
All right, so we had a special Board of Governors meeting that we held on May 25th, and as President Gee mentioned earlier, one of the things that we did in that meeting was to vote to increase the tuition and fees at the university by approximately 5.7%. We also authorized WVU management, Rob Alsop in particular, and his staff to negotiate with Sodexo about serving as the vendor for WVU dining services. We also approved the creation of a certificate program called the Global Mountaineer Certificate Program. This will be a program that will take about 15 to 20 hours. It's focused on developing global competency through a focus on foreign language proficiency, education abroad, internship experiences, and a central group of courses focused on global issues and/or intercultural knowledge. We also approved the creation of a BA in Interactive Design for Media in the College of Creative Arts. And our next Board of Governors meeting will be June 22nd, where Matt and I, along with colleagues from Potomac State and Beckley, will be delivering a presentation on basically who we are and what we do as faculty at WVU. That's it.
All right, thanks. And just to follow up on that last point, so the faculty presentation will be June 22nd from 11 to noon. And we will have Donna Ballard from Potomac State is going to be there. Emily Murphy is going to have a small segment on extension. And so we hope to see you there. It's an open meeting. It'll be between 11 and 12 will be the faculty part. So please do consider coming. It'll be at the Erickson Center, the Board of Governors room, which is right up on the second floor. Okay. Okay, so next is for information item, academic calendar. And MA has asked me to present this because it's pretty straightforward. And one of the things I failed to point out in my report is, among other things, we passed, she reminded me of this, back in November, we passed guidelines for the academic calendar, which means that moving forward, every new academic calendar, as long as it purports to the guidelines, all we have to do is make it a for information item. And so this is sort of the first time we're using this practice. We have an academic calendar for 22-23, so we're 4 years out. And this agrees with the guidelines. Some key features: it has a Wednesday start, actually fairly early. It's going to be August 17th, so that means contracts start August 12th. There'll be a fall break, which is a one-day on a Friday, October 7th. Get a whole week off for Thanksgiving, and there's an election day. It's 2022, so we have election day. And then in the spring, full week for spring break. Classes start January 9th, and they end, finals are May 1 to 5th. Commencement is May 12 to 14. Okay, so pretty straightforward. It agrees with the guidelines that we already passed, but it is a for information item. So as such, are there any questions or points of discussion for Annex 16? Potomac State, do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Tech, do you have any questions?
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, so hearing none, the annex and academic calendar are filed. Okay, so next is for information, Faculty Senate Office staffing updates. I'll let Chad cover this.
Just to give a very brief update, many of you remember that Barbara Dunn, who worked in the Faculty Senate office for many years, retired earlier this semester. So we just wanted to let everyone know that we have made an offer for that position and someone has accepted that. We can't release the name just yet, but there will be somebody new in her position starting in the middle of August. So you'll start to see some emails and things probably come out from a different person as well. This position is the one that supports the curriculum committee and several other things that we do. So we're very happy to be able to get that position filled. And I did just want to take a moment to thank Judy Hamilton as well, because the Faculty Senate office is very, very small, even when it's fully staffed. It's Judy and another position, and sometimes we've had a student worker. And Barbara retired just after the first of the year, and also a few months ago we lost our student worker. So for the majority of this semester, the Faculty Senate office has just been Judy, and she has kept every single piece of things running marvelously. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank her for all of her efforts on keeping the Faculty Senate going. So.
New business. Is there any new business? Potomac State, do you have any new business?
No new business.
Okay, good. Tech, do you have any new business?
No new business.
All right. So finally we have adjournment, but I'm not going to do it. Instead, our tradition is to let the next year's chair adjourn the meeting. So for that, we're going to move things over to Dave. Oh, wow, look at this.
Thank you for everything that you did, Matt. I enjoy that. Okay, do we have a motion to adjourn? Second. We are adjourned.
Gavel.
See you next year.